And
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Whose Guardian Podcast Is It Anyway? On tonight's show, Mr. Jack DP. Yay!
yay.
It's Mary McDowell. Yay! Go to Mary. Go to Mary. Go. Click to Mary.
Oh.
Go. No, Mary, not you. Mary. Go. And this guy who's not good at clicking, Jordan. Yay!
I did click. It just doesn't show up for you.
Apparently, it doesn't go to me. And
Yeah.
I'm me. I'm Big Red. And this is my fiance, Kate. Say hi, Kate.
Yay!
Hey,
Hey,
Kate.
Come on down, let's have some fun.
Alrighty. Welcome back, everybody. This is the Guardian Podcast for 2016 and number 7. And we are joined today
Some would
by...
say lucky number 7.
Yes, lucky. We're joined today by a couple special guests. Our fearless leader, Miss Mary McDowell, also known as Sailor Tweak.
Maximum effort.
Maximum effort.
Yes.
God, I love Deadpool.
So good.
And then our special guest for tonight, we have the Big Red, the one and only.
I'm a special?
Yes, you're special.
Yeah.
But
He said I'm
yeah,
special.
it's good to have you on. I said we've been actually really missing you this podcast season, so
Yeah, that's what happens when you get deployed.
yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good money, though. It's worth it.
Yep, but we'll be looking back forward to having you back on when you come back from your duty. So, and we also have Kate, and yours is Rizuka-chan on the RT side, right?
Hi.
So, Mary, we
Yeah.
know your position last year. It's kind of, well, I don't know, maybe for some of the new Guardians, they have no idea who the hell
It goes without saying.
if they have been living under a rock for the past 10 years. But let's go ahead and introduce yourself. Like, say exactly what you do for the Guardians.
Well, if I were to give you a list of what my job entails, it would be about 3.5 pages. I'm proud about that. That's not a complaint. That's not a, oh my god. That is super proud about that.
Yeah, but you write it small, so.
I am the co-head guardian. My better half and smarter half, Chris, is my partner in crime, and we both lead the Guardians. If you're looking for a professional title, it is volunteer coordinator. So I'm the one who reads. I'm one of the few people who reads all of the applications, who has to say yes or no, who has to calm the people that I said yes or no to, and explain why people got the no. This year it was very easy. The no was very easy. The no was, sorry guys, 1,600 of you guys applied and we only needed like 575 of you. It was a numbers game. It wasn't an experience thing. It was a numbers game. So, yeah, there's that. There is constant communication between RT and now Screw Attack that we get from them and we bring to Guardians. We write policies. We do a lot of HR. We do a lot of strategic planning, a lot of logistics planning. And right now we're filling up the rosters. We're looking at our teams. We got the wish lists from our team leads, and we are populating those teams. That's going to take a little while because that is a lot of work. So that's going to take us a good month or more.
As it also your other half was a birthday boy this past week, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was last week, and that's why I'm really sorry I could not be on last week because I was like, yeah, I'll be on Sunday. Yeah, I'm the worst wife in the world.
It happens.
Yeah, so I was like, oh my god, I can't be on tonight because we weren't doing anything extravagant. We were just having a nice evening home. We were eating junk food and catching up on our DVR, and it was very nice. It
It
was
sounds
nice
like
and
a
calm.
really relaxing evening.
Yes. So yeah, that was his 37th birthday. So now I'm the baby at 36.
But happy birthday to Chris, though.
Yay!
But
Nick,
Happy
it's
birthday.
but yeah, it was okay. Like I think Jackie ended up filling in for you that day. So because Jim was
Jackie's my evil twin, so I'm sure that worked out just fine.
but yeah, it was great because we had Jen back on last week, and that was fun. We had Soleil back on.
Oh, neat.
It was fun to have her back. But then again, now that we've introduced you, Red, do you want to, and Kate, do you want to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about what you do?
You could go first.
No, you never lead with your strong hand. You always lead with the jab. She's gonna hit me tonight. Hi, everybody. I'm Big Red. I'm from Canada, and
Sorry. As soon as you started, you were like clear up until the point that you started talking. It's like, oh,
better.
yeah, much
Yes.
Awesome. I'm gonna do that every time I have to talk.
better.
Let's start over. I'm Big Red. I'm from Canada, and last year I was the co-team lead of the Lions Guardian team. And if you actually read all about it, I got my job back this year. Yay!
Yay.
So this year I'm going to be another one of the co-team leads for the Lions team, which is good times. This will be my
Yay.
fourth RT. Fourth? Yes, fourth. Good times.
So, wow, fourth RTX. Kate,
This
Shit.
is Kate.
Yeah.
She doesn't like talking on camera.
No, I do not. But hi.
Hi.
Tell the people about yourself.
hello.
Well,
What did you do last year as a Guardian?
I was on the registration team, and it was my first RTX, and it was fantastic, and I really liked it, and it was fun.
Yay.
Cool. Did you
Yay.
meet anyone really cool?
Yes?
Like?
Bare naked ladies.
Yeah, she got to meet the bare naked ladies. She got to check them in and give them their badges. It's very cool.
Awesome. I really wish I could have gone to
Still
that
can't
concert.
understand me, huh?
No, he can understand you. He's just being a troll.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm getting over being sick. I've spent the last 3 days coughing. So, and yes, I know I need a filter. Thank you very much.
Highly infected Guardian podcast.
I get it out of you now so that you don't bring it to the con with you.
Mhm.
Okay. And last but not least, Jack.
Oh, hi. Late introduction, but okay.
Yeah. I was going little by little.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Fourth time Guardian. I was store and security, and I don't know what I'm doing this year. But I'm happy to be here. Happy to be alive.
I don't know what you're doing yet either.
And I am your host, Jordan, and you know who I am probably by now. So let's go on to the podcast. So how has everyone been doing, especially you, Red, since you have not been able to join us for this entire season so far? But
Yeah, it's been interesting. For those of you not in the know, I've been deployed with the Canadian military since the beginning of December, working on some stuff that I can't exactly talk too much about. I can say it's related to Syrian refugees, but that's about as far as I can go. Even she doesn't know exactly. So yeah, it's been really interesting, especially like we moved into this apartment in September, and then I was gone at the end of November. So it's been a bit of an adjustment, you know.
yeah.
You know, there's the 3-year-old, and he's sleeping right now. Otherwise, he'd come out and say hello. And and we got piggies.
I was
Piggies?
wondering what was in the cages. Not bacon piggies, cuddle piggies.
He's a crazy
Oh, I thought you meant, like-
lady.
I thought you actually meant like little pigs, but okay.
No, like pigs.
Oh, teacup pigs.
Maybe they are bacon piggies because bacon piggies can be cuddle piggies too.
Yeah.
Right.
They are cuddle piggies, but only for him. They don't like me.
Aw.
Looks like they're camera shy too.
My cats are being camera shy. Normally
Cuddle
just
shy.
hanging around in the back. Well, they've been kind of cuddle shy all day today. I'm like, come on, guys, and they're like, no. It was a windstorm last night, so they've been
Oh,
edgy.
I
all
understand.
day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's had a guinea pig.
Piggy, piggy, piggy.
He's cute.
There's a
Oh, there he is.
beautiful little pet.
I love my piggies.
What's his name?
Is his name Lunch?
Lunch. Jesus.
This one is Shaggy, and the other one is Scooby.
Shaggy and Scooby. Okay, that's perfect pair combo. Oh, they're adorable.
That was something we thought about naming Thor and Loki was Shaggy and Scooby. Oh, is the bee noise?
That's adorable. I would show you my show off my pet as well, but she's currently outside trying to bark at the dogs next door. So but yeah. For people who don't know, I have a Siberian Husky, and she is probably has one of the most like colorful personalities of any dog I've ever had. So she's awesome. And Jack, can we get a meow from your cat?
Maybe she's coming up right now.
It's not a podcast until Jack's cat shows up.
Cat edition.
Cat.
Guardian.
Cat.
Yay.
Oh,
Kitty.
Aw.
cute kitty.
She looks a lot like Thor and Loki. She's got those markings.
Mhm.
Aw.
Yeah. Oh.
So what about y'all? What y'all been doing since the last time you were on the podcast?
Mary, do you want to talk?
Not much. I mean, it's been RTX stuff, and we're also working on the Emerald City Comic Con, which will be coming up soon.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is about that time.
We have a slightly different for Emerald City. We have a slightly different. I don't know how to describe it. Our jobs have changed. We don't have as much responsibility. There's a lot less before work, which is kind of nice, but it's also kind of odd because you're like, oh my God, what about this? We're like, oh wait, we don't have to worry about that. Okay, great. So that'll be coming up soon. And Chris is also working on some database stuff for Emerald City as well. So it's gearing up for that. But it's been predominantly RTX and B12 shots.
Nice.
Right in the butt
Nice.
cheek, you guys. My God, B12 shots. Just let me just for a moment. Like, they are amazing and they're wonderful. And you're like, my God, how did I live without vitamin B12? How did I function? Man, they gotta give you the shot in the butt cheek, and it hurts. I have to go get one tomorrow. And I'm excited because it's B12. I'm not excited because I'm gonna get a needle put in my butt. Ow. So yeah, that's it for me. Just RTX and gearing up for the our convention. Our personal household convention season is in full swing.
Oh, that's it. And you have what? Do you have just ECC or Emerald City Comic or ECCC and RTX? Do you have anything else that you do convention wise?
QE2. we won't be there, but Chris built the database for it. So that's in Chicago. Emerald City Comic Con, RTX. We're really hoping that we get sent to the Star Wars celebration, but we'll see what happens. PAX Prime, or now they're calling it PAX West, whatever it's called. PAX in my own backyard. And New York City PAX, then Rose City Comic Con, then New York City Comic Con. And I think it's still up in the air if we're going to Calgary Fan Expo or not. I'm not sure.
Oh, neat.
And
Yeah,
that's
that's good.
sometime between now and June.
And you should come to Toronto Fan Expo too.
You're gurgling again.
We're trying to do hand motions to not.
Yeah. If you see me go like this, that means unplug. So.
It looks like milking a cow.
Or what they say in Meet the Parents, milking the cat.
That is the grossest motion I've ever seen. No, we were just saying you should totally come to Toronto Fan Expo too.
We don't have connections with Toronto. Calgary we have connections with. I don't know, man. So, I don't see you coming to visit me, pal. All right?
Hey, it's on the list. Listen, I just got into this whole being an adult thing. It's new to me.
Shit, son, I'm 36 and I still have no idea. I'm sitting here in an Achievement Hunter hat, putting tea bags on my fingernails, trying to save this one from breaking. I don't know what being an adult is about at all.
I like your health bar too.
You what?
I like your health bar.
Oh. I love this thing. I bought. Whoops, where is it? There it is.
Other side.
I have two of them. I have one on my bag and one on my hat. I can't remember who sells them.
Oh.
If I remember, I'll let folks know.
We'll put it in the link dump.
Doesn't someone at RTX sell like the health bar stuff?
I got this one at PAX Prime, and they sell. It's not Sanshi, but it's something like Sanshi, and they sell a lot of jewelry and stuff that is certainly recognizable characters, but without crossing that copyright line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I think I was thinking of Sanshi because they're the ones who sell the Pokemon badges.
And they're so nice.
Yeah,
Sanshi, like the people at Sanshi are super freaking nice. I like them.
Yeah.
They're Class A customer service people.
Mm-hmm. And they also help out if like some Guardians haven't didn't have a chance to go down and check them out. You could in the past they had like opportunities for the Guardians to go and get the RTX discount even after RTX ended.
Yeah, they are super nice. One of the guys who works there, he works almost all the conventions, so we see him 4 times a year. He's like, hey, the RTX Guardians! We're like, yep, that's us. And they see us at Emerald City, and they see us at PAX. Yeah, they're cool. I like them.
And Jack, what have you been up to?
I've been complaining about the Oscars for the last week. That's about it.
Not enough representation.
No, it's just how Mad Max didn't win Best Picture, but I think I'm in the minority on that one.
I have never seen Spotlight, so I can't give my opinion one way or another. So,
I watched it. It's an okay movie. It's not one that I will think about for the rest of my life, but like Mad Max, I will. Spotlight, I won't.
Yeah, Mad Max was so pretty. It was so fun.
Yes, for your audience, right?
I bought Mad Max. I didn't buy. I don't know. I don't think I bought any others. Actually, I didn't even I missed the Oscars. I had no idea they were happening. I was like, oh, those. Oh, okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah, I also forgot
to.
too.
Finally gave one to Leo.
Yeah, Leo
The
finally
meme,
got his Oscar.
the meme is over.
How does the meme die? To thunderous applause.
Oh, I'm actually kind of glad that meme's over, but I'm glad that Leo actually got an Oscar because, it's been a long time coming.
Right.
He's so
Yeah.
talented.
The thing about that is every other time he's been nominated, there has been another like super standout performance.
hmm
Whereas this year it was kind of flat across the board. So
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty even ground this year, which is really strange because they were just like, there's usually one that's just like, okay, this person did amazing. But I'm trying to think who else. Oh, I saw The Martian, which that was a fantastic
good.
movie.
Martian was good.
It won Best Comedy at the Golden Globes.
Did it really?
Yeah,
It
it was.
seriously did.
I don't know why it was put in the comedies, but
I guess
I
it
know.
was a funny movie, but
Yeah, I just don't think they wanted to compete with all the serious dramas.
right.
I guess so. But
Anyway,
uh,
award season aside, so it's like March,
hmm
and this
mhm.
thing goes down in July. That's like
3 or 4 months from now.
soon.
Yeah, a quarter. Oh, well, it's about a third of the year now, so
Yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah.
getting closer.
Oh,
Is
jeez.
has everybody started making their booking their stuff? We already booked our flight.
Jack and I have booked our condo, and I have not booked my flight yet. That's the only thing I have not done.
You're not going to convoy this year?
No, no. As much as I love making the 15 to 16 hour trip every year, this year I just can't handle it. I'd be like, yeah, I'd rather chip in a couple extra $100 for the flights.
Fair play.
Yep.
And boss, I would assume you've got like a set schedule. You're like, we'll pay for these tickets at this point, and then these tickets at this point, and et cetera, et cetera.
hmm
We're not even gonna look at flights until after the other conventions, because then we can use our
Rewards.
yeah.
Rewards miles, yeah. We're gonna do that. We're gonna get a rewards miles credit card and then use it like a debit card. So
Nice.
Yeah, I love airline miles, you guys. It's so awesome.
I said if I flew enough, I would probably go and get in rewards miles, but I don't fly enough to actually do it because I usually just drive everywhere.
I think I don't think we paid I don't think we paid at all for our PAC South flight.
Nice.
Yeah. I think airline miles covered that. And airline miles covered my ticket out to New York City Comic Con.
Hmm.
Yeah. Airline miles are awesome.
But getting back to the subject of what we have been doing, I think we got everybody except for me. So
yeah, what's up with you?
I got back into school again. Started that up, doing well. Been making mostly A's and B's this semester, so. And then my work's going well. We're about to finally stop on the sports season and the event season. I think we've got 2 concerts next week that I have to work, and then I think we're pretty much done except for the NCAA tournament. So it hasn't been as busy of a season because our college team in town got we self-imposed a ban because our players were caught, like our recruits were caught with like I think it's prostitutes or strippers or something like that.
Classy.
So
That's-
yeah, and they weren't smart about it because they had them come into the athletic dorm, which was stupid. So if you're going to do something bad, try not to get caught easily.
I would say something sly about the heart wants what the heart wants, but
I was gonna say something back.
That is, yeah, you would think they'd be a little bit smarter than that.
Yeah.
You would think they'd be smart enough to, I don't know, not use that as a recruitment technique, but
I said the sad part is that
whatever.
shouldn't have to be because we're actually a really good program who kind of like our program says it all just by our name. So I don't know why they did, but who knows. But yeah, it hasn't been as busy, but it's been pretty busy because we got like Fall Out Boy and The Who coming to town this upcoming week. So
Wow.
Should be a good concert.
Nice.
yeah.
Really good concert.
Surprisingly, we have like a bunch of country music stars coming to our area, but
That's surprising. You're in Louisville.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's not the surprising part.
Without getting a little bit of country in your mouth. Just Louisville, Kentucky. You kind of have to flows.
The state where we mispronounce everything. Versailles. But no, the surprising part is that the country stars weren't the biggest concerts. Our biggest concert was Bruce Springsteen.
I believe it.
Yeah, he came to town and we sold. I think the venue sold like 17,500 tickets. It was ridiculous for that venue because it only fills up to about 20,000.
Jeez.
So it was packed.
Cool.
It's been a hell of a party.
I can imagine.
I want to. We saw. Was it in September? We saw Weird Al Yankovic at the state fair.
Oh, it's lucky.
Oh, lucky.
Love that guy.
That's awesome.
That was a fun one. That was a real fun one. And what was great was that the audience was this wonderful mix of I've been listening to Weird Al since his dorm years, and they brought their children and their grandchildren. And
Yes, Weird Al is pan-generational.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Yeah,
We actually had.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I think it was like October or September last year. We had like a mini fair in one of our nearby towns, and none of my friends knew about it, but I get one text from my brother's like, "Hey, Smash Mouth is there," and we all just drove there, and they played All Star, and then we just left immediately afterward.
Do you really need to be there for anything else?
No, that was it. I think we were the only ones who did that. I think a bunch of people just drove in for that one song and then left.
Wow.
It was totally worth it.
Somewhere in the world, Ray Narvaez is really jealous.
Good times. Yeah, the only concert I ever
Their
really...
ungodly, terrible Monkeys cover. I'm sure we can find one for him.
Yeah.
The only concert I ever really wanted to go to, I already got to go to, and that was a Bare Naked Ladies concert. So,
Yeah.
yeah, my sister was their biggest fan, and she had nothing but their CDs. So, I kind of, by proxy, had to become a fan or tear my earlobes off. So I chose the former. And, last year I got to go to the show, and that was awesome.
I really wish I could have gone to that. I heard it was such a blast going to the concert.
It was a wicked show, yeah.
It sounded like it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
You can. There's a bunch of captures from it online if you want to see some of the big moments. It kind of segues into something that I wanted to ask you guys about. Recently, there was a thread that I guess it's not a recent thread, but it was a thread in the Guardian forum, and it was asking people what their favorite RTX moment was. And I took about 20 minutes, and I wrote this really heartfelt, sappy message, and then I wrote a little bit more, and then I posted in it. But I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys have a favorite moment that you want to pass on? Touch base real quick, because I know we tell these stories all the time, but hopefully this will hit a new crowd.
Yeah, hopefully.
Which is kind of the point.
Who wants to go first?
I have to think about mine.
Well, you're legal now, so your best one's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have been telling me this for 4 years.
And I know exactly what we're going to get you first.
Well, I guess
So,
we can talk about that.
mhm.
That was a good moment. It was 2 years ago. I think it was RTX 2014. Um, we went to BD Riley's.
Yeah.
It was like this
Yeah.
Irish pub. Um, and we had a core group, and I was the only one that wasn't who couldn't drink. So Karen, another guardian who used to be a guardian, she decides to buy me a shot of just milk and cream, and
Yeah.
that was my drink for the night. That
Yep.
felt me special. And then I watched everybody else get drunk, and it was awesome.
Oh, and I watched Kevin rack up like a over $200 tab for the night, which was ridiculous.
How did I get tapped? You were buying rounds for the table.
Liquor ain't cheap.
Nope. Because
But
I don't do a lot of drinking when I'm at RTX. I do the predominantly drinking on the Tuesday we fly in and maybe Wednesday night, but then I can't like.
Can't afford to.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, energy and health wise, it's like I might have one Saturday night, but it's one and it takes an hour to drink, and then
mm,
it's not
Yeah.
until Monday when not even Sunday night, because chances are Sunday night, by the time we leave the convention center, all the restaurants and bars are closed, or all the restaurants are closed, and you're like, but I don't want to drink alcohol, I need sustenance. And you end up sitting in your hotel room and ordering really gunky food, room service. So
Hmm.
uh,
not
Have we
being
ever
able to drink, you're not really missing much, if you ask me.
have we ever talked about like drinking rules for guardians? Like,
I think
have-
slightly, but we haven't actually gone into detail. So,
Well, I mean, and that's something that we cover during our orientations and whatnot.
okay,
That's something that is covered. It's covered every year,
yeah.
and that will be covered. That will be covered in our online orientations this year. Yay!
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 Yeah. But if you happen to miss it, it's pretty much drinking. It's the same thing when you go to work. You're not going to drink it on, during your shift. So,
Right.
Pretty much just be smart.
yep,
Hmm.
pretty much.
Drink
It'll
smart.
be more specific and more. It'll be more
Can't really
specific
say
and a little
anything
more
about it right
clear
now.
when orientations and whatnot happen.
Yep.
For security, it was just don't get drunk or Alex will find you, and that was it.
And even though Alex isn't team lead this year, he'll
Oh,
still come find you.
Yep.
He will.
that sucks that Alex is not going to be team lead this year. But
Yeah, the damn fool had to go and get himself hired by Rooster Teeth Animation. So
that
Gray and
bastard.
I have to have a wrestling match over Alex's virtue.
Traitor.
And I've hugged Gray, and the man is solid. I'm dead. He's gonna kick my ass. So, but it's all for Alex's virtue. So.
So is there going to be some kind of response team like hazing ritual for when he shows up at the convention? You left us.
No,
That'll
it's
be
okay. I can handle two teams.
that'll be covered during orientation.
So, he was so sad. He was so sad. He was like, I can't do it.
Oh.
But we got another person. Like the moment it was up in the air, him and Lauren were right on it, and they knew exactly who they wanted to fill Alex's shoes. So.
Okay. Well, fine. I guess we'll find out when team.
Sorry, that was mean. That was mean. I'm sorry. Alex, I love you, buddy. Okay, you're gonna kick me when I get there. Look, I made her leave. I'm the winner. I'm the best.
Does a full circle in his rotating chair. There we go.
Do the victory lap.
Yay!
Hey.
You know I love you, buddy.
So if we get back to the subject, the best moment, your favorite moment of our
Give us a happy moment, boss. I know you've got too many to talk about.
I think the one that sticks out the most that isn't Guardian related is the first RTX, the beer tent, the windy days, was standing there, and a young intern in a Guardian shirt was standing on the picnic table, and he was leading the crowd in the Pokemon theme song. And I'm not a Pokemon fan by any stretch, but I'm sitting there just in absolute awe watching this guy just goad everybody into singing this song. And everybody was singing their little hearts out. And it was absolutely fantastic. And I asked Matt Holm, I said, who is that dude? He is hilarious. He says, that's our intern Miles. I said,
I knew it.
please tell me you're going to keep this guy because he is hilarious.
And now, 5 to 6 years later, he's now the head of writing for RT Animation. So
yeah, there's that little tidbit. And yeah, I mean, favorite Guardian moment is there's not one. I mean, that's like asking what's your favorite song. That's like asking who's your favorite sibling, who's your favorite child, who's your favorite cat, who's your favorite whatever. There's no definitive.
We could probably narrow it down to all those times you burst into tears.
It's not even that. I mean, that doesn't even measure on the scale. I mean, that's an emotional moment. That's an emotional release after all of the amazing things that happen over the course of a weekend. It's just an effect after a series of causes, and all of those causes. I mean, there are just too many to list. I think my favorite moment, and there's always a handful of these every year, is an attendee or a parent coming to you and expressing their gratitude for what a great show, what a great group of volunteers, whether it's we came all the way from this state and we had a blast, to I have no idea what the hell this was and I'm so glad that I went with my kids to this, to my son or daughter has special needs and you guys accommodated so well. Thank you guys so much. We don't get this kind of treatment at San Diego Comic-Con or Wizard World and so on and so forth. So those are pretty awesome when the entire group gets praised like that by someone who isn't part of the community but part of the fan base, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Well, I hear a lot from people who volunteer. Testing. I hear a lot from people who volunteer at other events that no other event is quite like what we have at RTX. And I guess, hearing it from the proverbial horse's mouth, as it were, you would be the authority on that, I guess. We really do have a unique sort of situation going on.
I talked about this the last time I was on, is the fact that we have a group that is cross-pollinated from other groups. We have a lot of enforcers. We have folks who work New York City Comic-Con and Emerald City and San Diego, and we have a lot of Disney training, and I mean all of that gets to come together, and we all get to grab all the best aspects of those volunteer teams, and we get to make it a part of our organization, and that's super awesome. It's really neat to see all of that come together like one big massive Play-Doh. And I'm super grateful for that, because it's we have a laundry list of goals, and when it all comes down to it, the main goals are a safe and fun environment for everyone involved, and to make sure that everything we do for the good of that particular goal. We try to keep away from things like it's okay to come forward and say, hey, I noticed that we were struggling with this, that my team was struggling with this. I work at PAX, and we do this one thing, can we give it a try? Rather than here's what we do at PAX. We don't get a lot of that. We get a lot of, hey, let's throw some stuff into the think tank and see see how we can make the stuff that works for other conventions also work for ours, because that's not going to always be the case. What may work for one convention is not going to work for RTX. What's going to work for RTX is not going to work for another convention, and that is okay. But I am super happy that we're able to all just kind of come together and say, hey, we're going to take some Disney steps here. We're going to take some PAX steps over here. And here is all of our Emerald City Comic Con training that we're just going to throw at this problem. And sometimes it's not even convention experience. It's things like, hey, I do line control for concerts, and this is what we do in this case, and so on and so forth. So I mean, it's really neat that all of that gets to come together, and we get to mold it and make it ours.
Yep. And the Guardian's very much like RTX itself. It's always evolving. And
yeah, I mean, every show is going to evolve and change year to year. I mean, there's always something that happens that changes the game a little.
mm-hmm.
Whether it's a new kind of guest or a new ticketing system or weather or acts of God or something
Fire alarms.
Something happened at another show that, wow, you know what, that could have happened at ours, so let's nip that in the bud.
Yeah.
Let's make people know that that's not going to. That's either A, that's a good idea, we should totally do that at our show, or B, hell no, that's not going to happen at our show.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes it's not just arbitrarily hell no.
Right.
It's literally you need to do it every time you speak.
This thing out. I'm going to make it work. Often it's not so arbitrarily as just hell no. Like usually it's hell no and here's why.
No, it's always here's why. There's always reasoning. Yeah.
I can say from a team lead perspective, there's nothing I appreciate more than someone going, hey, I had this idea, here's this thing, can we give it a try? Or even, I saw this wasn't working, I changed it to this, is that okay? Like, if you're taking initiative and you're doing your own thing, different team leads will have different reactions, but from my perspective, I appreciate that, because, I've got to run all over the place and put out all... I'm going to use that phrase. I'm not going to use that phrase. Put all these little problems to bed. Any time someone can come up with some way to, settle one of those problems without my involvement, pieces.
Yep. And same thing goes for different groups, because one of my experience with PAing, Miles before when he went out to the convention floor 2 years ago, he didn't really need any backup with his his awful disguise, and when people tried to help, it ended up causing more attention. It changed last year to, I was like, oh no, he's going to be fine. Like, it worked last year. Then I looked right behind me. There's 100 people following us. I'm like, get Expo here now, and they're like, yep, already on it. Then 10 Expo Guardians showed up, just trying to disperse everyone. So
yeah,
not one experience is going to be the same.
People year to year.
Yeah, different crowds. Different RTXs, different crowds and everything.
And
so
different issues. People. Like we go through we say we go through the same thing every year, but the same thing every year is always different. Mm-hmm. We always have our different issues. If you want to hear a good story, come find me at RTX and ask me about evacuations. But different people react differently under pressure, and that creates different problems. And that's not just for us. That's also, for attendees and stuff. Different people react differently. I didn't know it was going to be this crowded, or I didn't know that the autographs were over here, or I didn't know that this was going on. There's all kinds of issues that crop up all the time.
And this year it's going to be completely different because we will have SGC along with us.
We still have the same 3 venues, and SGC will be at 1 venue. So it's
Yeah.
not like SGC is going to be at all 3 venues. It's
Yeah.
they're thinking logically as far as placement is concerned this year. So it's not. I mean, again, we're gonna have the same challenges as last year with the, well, what building is this happening at? What building is this happening at? And all of the information is available to folks.
Hmm.
It will be
RTX
online.
event
It
app.
will be on the program. It's just all in the matter of remembering that there's no emergency and there's no rush to get anywhere. You just pull out that map and you show them where to go.
Hmm.
You just calmly answer their questions.
Or
And
pull out your phone because
or pull out your phone. You pull out whatever device you have and you show them how to get there. You show them not only how to get there, but actually the path on how you got that information.
Mhm.
That is super important. So then that way, if they're like, oh, well, Murder for RTX 2 Boogaloo is going to happen over here. Okay. Oh, I remember how to find that because that person showed me how to look it up on the map. Common sense is all but, and that's not a sarcastic statement. It's a true statement. Common sense differs from culture to culture, household to household. So even though I'd be like, hey, I wonder where the JW Marriott is. I'm going to look it up on Google. I'm going to take care of it, rather than wait until I get there and say, hey, can anybody tell me where it is? Anybody? But for those folks who do that, that's one of the reasons why we're there. We are there to receive those questions and give you those answers, and there we have solved one of your problems. Because we're awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. Well, that covers
Who else
that.
has a favorite RTX moment?
Uh,
Me, very much like you. Like if you ask me at different times, it'll change every time because I'll think about it, be like, oh, this one's brand new, fresh in my memory. Like, I think back in 2013, it was me discovering who Doobie was, him and his glorious rainbow mohawk, and him walking around. I was like, who is that energetic guy with the awesome mohawk? And me and Darren texting each other about it, and we've discovered who it was, and he ended up being one of the most awesome Guardians I've ever met.
mhm.
And then, also, that was like the year that we, got the podcast. We had the podcast group together for the first time, and a couple other events, but they can't really come to mind. I guess
Yeah.
another one would be doing panels for the first time, and it was really fun. Oh yeah, because with 2013, that's when I met Kara, and she's like, "Oh yeah, hi, I'm Kara." I was like, "Yeah, I know who you are," and she's like, "Yeah, meet my parents." And I was like, "Okay, cool, Mr. and Mrs. Eberly." So
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. Like, one of the biggest draws, and something that everyone will say, like, off the cuff, if you ask them, what's your favorite part? Half the people will look at you and go, oh, it's the people. It's all about the people.
Oh, yeah.
So, do you guys have any people you're on the lookout for? Anybody you're looking really forward to see? Besides myself, of course.
always you, Brad. Always you.
So humble. I just have to exclude myself. You see me every day.
Lucky you, King.
Yes, lucky her.
Let's see.
Basically, anybody you want to shout out.
Ooh.
I'll go first. Shout out to James. I love you, buddy. Ask an economist. Look him up.
Oh,
It's
James,
really
he's
hard.
really
It's
fun.
really hard to figure that out because there's always a group of folks that I don't ever get to see until RTX, like Jack Edithel, who when I finally got to meet him face to face, I cried. I absolutely broke down in tears. I was so happy to meet him finally because we had been talking online for years, and then we eventually ended up he and Rocket John and Caleb and I ended up sharing a hotel in Toronto at one point. But I mean, I had never met Jack until RTX, and it was incredible. I was so happy. But yeah, I mean, there are so many folks, so many RT community folk that I only get to see for RTX. Those are the people I'm really looking forward to seeing, and most of them are Guardians. I mean, I won't lie. And there are some Guardians who I'm super happy that and fortunate that I get to see more than once a year, and even then I'm still excited to see them. So folks like Jackie and Jen and Dan.
Yeah.
So.
It's going to be really fun seeing Jackie again. Hopefully she won't have a stomach bug coming into RTX like she did last year. I'm trying to think.
Don't get sick right before.
I got it prepared. Don't worry.
But with my group, I said the people I look forward to is most would be my PA family from last year. Like, they're all a great group of people. Maddie, Johanna, Chris, James, Jen, Jackie, everybody, and Tim and Raph, and they're all really fun people, and I talk to them every day on GroupMe, and I look forward to the day that I get to see them in person again and hang out, because I talk to them online, but it's just not the same when you meet them in person. You have a lot of fun, because with Raph, I only met him through Twitch and talked to him on there, and once I met him at the airport, it's like we had been friends for like 5 years, and we just came in and gave each other big hugs.
Hashtag internet family.
Yep.
That applies so in so many ways. It's amazing. This community is great.
Jack, you got any shout-outs?
When you said, like, what's your favorite, like, who do you want to see most at RTX? I'm like, Gordo's. No way, that's a restaurant. Champs, no, restaurant. Which, no.
One time.
Rudy's.
Champs once.
And which day did we go to IHOP, Red?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to that moment. I framed that receipt.
Oh, also, one more group that Jack and I share a common interest with are people that we're going to be rooming with. It's going to be our D&D group, which we started up, I want to say, May last year? May or April?
May or March last year.
We've been playing D&D with them for this past year, and it's been really fun. And we have been playing D&D before with a couple of them, and then we met up with Colin, aka Chuck.
Yeah,
and
shout out to Chuck.
And he's been DMing for us.
We flew in with him last year.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's really fun. I can't wait to have another live session game with him.
Weird little time zone difference, but
Oh yeah, Japan. It makes it hard for scheduling games.
Yeah. I want to shout out to all my my line guys from last year. And I also want to shout out to Jen and Jackie. Stop stealing my best dudes.
You're not stealing your best dudes, honey. A lot of your best dudes I promoted to team leads.
Ooh.
Where is that?
Mm.
You stop stealing my best dudes.
I need your best dudes to be my best dudes, honey. You're gonna find.
I keep training them too well.
Red, you're gonna find more best dudes. It's lines, or any job really, any team is incredibly fluid. I mean, and the idea that we're able to take people and make them team leads is pretty amazing. I mean, like when Grady stepped down, promoting one of your guys to line team lead, that was pretty awesome. I mean, that's
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it feels pretty good.
And Jackie and Jen did not take any of your line people, trust me.
I know.
They did snatch George last year, so.
No, that's good. You're telling me I'm training them too well. All right, gotcha. Message heard.
But yeah, I'm really interested to see who's going to be on the teams this year. But we'll find out in another month or two. So.
Yeah, about a month and a half. it takes, like I said, it takes a while because we go through and we have to finagle numbers and figure out who wants what shifts. G-Spot is a whole nother bag of potatoes because that's the one that I ask folks if they want to actually volunteer for, because that one is so. That's one of the most unique jobs that we have because it is out of the way of everything. It is essentially being shut up in a room all weekend. And I always feel like I have to ask if people are up for that task because, yeah, everyone's going to have all these, oh my God, I saw this happen on the expo floor. And G-Spot doesn't get a lot of those stories, but I want to make sure that,
Yeah.
That I'm not caging a bunch of tigers. I'm putting people in that room who have no problem doing that job. And then trying to figure out for evenings and talking with SGC's roster and seeing what I can do with them. So yeah, there's a lot of math involved, guys, and math is hard.
Math is hard.
Math is hard.
Numbers suck.
Math makes my thinker box hurt.
Yes.
That's okay, boss. You just keep putting in maximum effort.
Yep.
That is the Guardian motto this year.
Hey.
That is the Guardian motto this year. Chris has
Tell me it's on the shirt.
It has to be on the shirt.
Yeah, maximum effort. Because
I'm into it.
That's perfect. I mean,
that's the new Guardian.
And having Deadpool say it made it even more perfect. But maximum effort is what everybody should be giving.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So that's going to be our new shirts this year. We're all going to be Deadpool. So
everyone should be Deadpool.
Deadpool mask.
Variations of Deadpool.
All right.
If we all wear it, we could call it a uniform. Just saying. Just saying.
And then, Fox will be knocking on RT's door, and then we'd all be in a little bit of trouble.
We're cosplayers.
Just a little.
They'll get over it.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Let's see. Okay. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that we could cover?
Have we talked about lines before?
I do not believe so. Now that I think about it. Do you want to discuss the lines? Oh, yeah. There you go.
Oh, he did the thing.
He did the thing.
Julie.
Using my thinker box. Yeah, sure. I'll talk about lines. Lines is the grease that makes the cogs spin. We go where we're needed, and we make sure that people are having as good a time as possible while they're crammed into a line with hundreds of other people that they don't potentially know and or may not have bathed recently. So it's really a lot about grease and squeaky wheels. You got to know how to talk to people, how to deal with people. You got to know how to not yell, project.
There's a huge difference too.
There is a huge difference. Yelling comes from here, and that's why you end up sounding like me. Projecting comes from down here. That actually hurt. And then you up and out. It's a whole thing, and we'll teach you about it. It's in the thing, because we'll talk. But yeah, honestly, as a lines guy, you're sort of somewhere between an entertainer and a sheep herder. Only the sheep are cats, and they have an incredibly short attention span. It's a little bit generalizing, but no, it's a good time, and I think it's a good experience for anyone. Like, it's a good skill set to have, even if you're going into other, teams next year. If you wind up getting, shuttled into a different team, like a PA or whatever, or store people. Lines really gives you that good grounding of just how to interact with people who may or may not be happy and or unhappy, and just learning to deal with those fluctuating moods. And trust me, that is a really big deal, because tempers tend to flare when it's 104 degrees outside, and I don't know, is that hot?
It's
That's hot. Okay, apparently that's hot. I'm from Canada. It's
40 degrees Celsius.
yeah, that's hot. That's really hot. So yeah, when it's like 100 degrees outside and people are standing in a line for an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on where we set the line limit this year, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, it's generally just dealing with people and their various ebbs and flows of mood.
Hmm.
Okay.
And there you have it.
Yeah.
Little.
Did I do good, boss?
Lines cover an awful lot of ground. Lines gets to kind of see, they're in kind of in the same vein of the freelancers. Lines does a little bit of everything.
Mhm.
They are eyes and ears on the floor.
Front lines.
Lines does usually deal with a lot of customer service type of things. I'd say the two that deal with it the most are lines and registration, and store being a very, very close third there, because with the store, people are in and out, in and out. Whereas registration, it's all about ticketing and a lot of, that's also the information booth. But lines is the wandering information central. Lines covers everything.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, there's a reason why lines, freelancers, and response cover up most of the core of the Guardian group.
Oh, absolutely. They are the ones that usually have the largest rosters.
Hmm.
Yeah, I do want to make very clear. Every year, there's a couple of people who get into the lines team, and they go, "Oh, I'm in lines. I don't want to do this anymore because it's not."
You send them to me.
I will. But
I'm gonna make
my first straight up thing. There's no such thing as an unwanted guardian.
I'm going to make this very, very clear. There is no such thing, like Red said, there is no such thing as an unwanted guardian. If you are an unwanted guardian, you would not have been accepted. And that's not to say that everyone who got a no was an unwanted guardian. Even then, that's not an unwanted guardian. If you get picked and we go through the effort to figure out where to place you and to figure out all of that kind of information, to build up the orientations and the policies and the safety training, yeah, there's no such thing as an unwanted guardian. And if you have that kind of idea in your head, I would like to kind of give you the benefit of the doubt, but I have I'm not going to promise that I'm going to take that just a little personally. There is no such thing as an unwanted guardian. And if you are unhappy about where you were placed, come speak to me, because I am one of the very few people who builds those rosters. And I can give you every good reason as to why I put you where I put you. But if you end up on any team and you feel that way, come and talk to me. Because maybe it's something more. Maybe you are not comfortable in that position. And I can completely understand that. Maybe we need to put you on another team. Maybe crowds are not your thing. Maybe you are overwhelmed. Maybe you're like, oh my God, I thought I could do this and I cannot handle it. That's okay. If that's the case, talk to your team lead and we'll figure out another place for you. It's no big deal. But if you're going to sit in the corner and you're going to pout about your assignment, come talk to me. I'm very serious about that. You see how very serious I got?
Yeah, that was very serious.
Yeah.
Super serial.
Yeah.
I love everyone that I get.
Yeah.
I caught wind of a couple of people saying that they felt like unwanted guardians because they got put on certain teams. And I about threw a chair through a window. I was not a happy camper. Because we do our best to explain to folks that if you have problems, you got to come and talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not high and mighty. We're not unapproachable at all. We want to know if there's a problem, and we want to fix it because we do want people to be happy. Especially our volunteers. Oh my God, because because Guardians are doing this for free. You guys are doing this for experience and a chance to be a bigger part of the community, and that's all wonderful. But the bare bones, you guys are doing this for a free T-shirt and sore feet.
Hey, it's a very kick-ass T-shirt.
It is. It is a
Hashtag I do it for the
brilliant T-shirt. But we do want you to be happy, So don't make me mad. Don't go onto Reddit a week after RTX and complain, I got put into a place and I didn't like it. You didn't tell anybody.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Because
Yeah.
guess what? If you're going to be that guy,
You only get to be that guy once, if you catch my drift.
That's it.
yeah.
The
So,
big
yeah.
complaint with positions, though, like some people want a certain position and then they won't get it.
How many PAs did we have this year, boss?
Yeah.
700 applicants?
Yeah,
How
I
many
remember.
how many Guardians do we have?
Because we have
506 or
we had
575.
1,600 people. We had over 1,600 people apply. I'm still waiting for SGC numbers right now. So our roster as a whole sits a little over 600 volunteers.
Oof.
We
Damn.
expect that number to go down because attrition, because that's normally what happens. And even if it doesn't go down, that is a great place for us to be. We can run this show on 400, easy.
We've done it before.
But we've never, we made the jump from 300 to 470 something. So the
Yeah.
idea that we can run with the 3 venues, we can run on 400 is pretty magical. But we always pad those numbers because we want people to take their breaks. We want to cover for anything, for any unseen circumstances, for extra guests, or extra events, and if people have to drop.
Mhm.
But as far as how many people asked to be PAs, I really don't remember. It wasn't as much as last year, but it was still up there. And a lot of folks who had asked to be PAs were people who had either never been a Guardian or had never been to RTX.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and that's cool. But the last time I was on the podcast, I was explaining to folks, hey guys, I don't know why y'all want to be PAs. PA is not the pinnacle of guardianship.
Not at all.
It really isn't. Every team has this wonderful sparkle personality about it. PA is just a different team. And
Here's the secret, guys.
It's
Every
a very
team will tell you that their team is the peak.
we, at one point we had to stamp out somebody who was trying to do that with their team a couple years ago. No, we really are the best team, whatever they're saying. And I'm like, whoa, hi, no. No. No Starbelly Sneeches on my team. That shit ain't gonna fly. But PA is a unique team. It's a unique team because we need people that can be trusted, that the staff and the crew are comfortable being around.
Yeah.
That roster is not built by me. That roster is built, the PA roster is built by 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 people because it's a delicate situation.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
because you have to make sure that their personalities go together as well.
Exactly. Now, what's great is that we're not PAs in the sense of these are celebrities who are chained to a table for 8 hours a day, and you have to deal with their agents, and you have to count all of their cash. And I'm not just talking petty cash, so you might have a little bit of money in your pocket, for when somebody gets hungry. When you are a celebrity PA, you have to count thousands of dollars. You have to deal with their agent. You have a very specific set of rules and hands in your pocket type of situation. RPAs, we don't have to go through that, but we still have to be careful as to who becomes a PA.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. It does not make it the better team. PA is a great team, guys. Don't get me wrong. Response is a great team. Registration is a great team. Lines is a great team. Panels is a great team. I can go on and on and on and on and on. But it is not the pinnacle. It is not the pinnacle. If you think it is the pinnacle and you are absolutely sure that it is the pinnacle, then I pity you.
I said one thing I had to say I really envy about the response team. Response team, like with PAs, you get together at the beginning and then you just kind of scatter for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
You go with your certain people. You might pair up, like you might meet with each other for certain panels and everything like that, but you kind of scatter for the most part. With response, I envy them because they get to hang out with each other. Like they have their own little squads, and they get to hang out with each other. They build up that camaraderie together on the fly, and you see like if you look at response team, they're always smiling. They always are like cheering together. They always have like their whatever mottos that they go on
They
at
are some of the
RTX.
biggest motherfuckers that we have, and they are the smiliest. Let me tell you.
Yep.
I was in a squad last year, and it was great. We all joked around. We were having a great time.
So
I mean, it's every team, guys, has
Has their ups and downs.
Every team has something special, and every team is crucial. If the team wasn't crucial, it wouldn't exist. You know, we have made more teams since to make sure that we're able to cover other things. So like I said, evening team is happening. And freelancers still kind of goes through this weird evolution every year. We're like, all right, what else are we going to cover? What else do we have to keep our eyes on for freelancers to be on their toes for? You know, every team is essential, and every team has this wonderful little, you know, like microcosm, but nobody sits there and says, well, I'm on response, or I'm in the G spot. You know, nobody does that.
no.
And if somebody does that, they're doing it jokingly, you know. But we're all guardians. I mean, even Chris and I are guardians. We are all guardians.
Mm-hmm.
We're all here to essentially, like I said, do that one job, and that's keep everybody safe and happy.
Yeah.
To make this event tons of fun and super safe for everyone. We just have different chores.
Exactly.
Honestly, as we get closer and you know people get assigned to their things, people will come on and we'll ask them, you know, what's your favorite part about being so and so a guardian? And everybody's got their own little things like, hey, what's the best part of being lions? Well, you get to interact with huge crowds of people. What's the best part about being registration? Well, you're the face of the event. You're the first people that people interact with. What's the best part about being tech? Well, you're stuck in your little tech hole with 20 of your tech friends doing your tech stuff.
Probably air conditioning, I think.
Air conditioning works too.
Yeah.
Like everyone's got their little perks.
Right.
And everyone's got their little, you know, down slopes. And it's different from team to team. But that's part of what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is hard work.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
Convention volunteering is hard work.
You're on your feet.
It's not just RTX. It's pretty universal. Because again, back to the point that you were making earlier, it's an ever evolving thing. And even when we have things planned, even when we have a set amount of whatever in place, that's going to change once we get on site to the event. And it's okay because we're just going to make shit happen. That's what we're here to do. So, yeah. I love all my teams so much.
Shout out to Background Boss.
Yeah, Chris is in the background.
He's finishing up dinner.
Good times.
He's rocking. He's rocking in the kitchen.
I have one last thing I want everyone to touch on. We've got a little bit more time to kill, so I got one more thing I'd like everyone to touch on, and that's give me your top 2 convention goer tips.
Okay.
Like everyone knows, like, you always hear, oh, make sure you're clean, and oh, make sure you're
Yeah, I was gonna say
hydrated.
I'd like to put a modifier on that if I can. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give the hygiene talk,
Yeah,
please.
that
That's
should.
dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying
Choose
everybody
something
knows
else.
those
Yeah.
ones. Give me
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah. Who wants to go first? Mm,
I'll
I'll
do
go
mine
first.
last because that'll be
okay.
my sign off.
I'll go
Alrighty.
first. I actually posted something on Reddit about this. I'll give it. So my thing is all about budget. A budget and stay within it. Um, if you don't want to go there. Budget. Set a budget. Stay within your budget. Set a budget for, this is my hotel budget. This is my food budget. This is my spending on things that I don't need at the convention budget. Set your budget and stay within it, and keep a good hand on your money. I left a whole bunch of money in a bathroom. It was not smart.
$200.
Shit, that was not necessary. Go to bed. Yeah, so keep an eye on your money and your budget. Second thing is definitely, sorry, hang on. Food. Okay, you got to make sure you eat, but more importantly, try not to eat takeout the whole con, because number one, it's going to cost you a butt ton more money, and
Oh,
number
yeah.
two, buying some groceries, you'll get some actual, like, real people food in you that hasn't been processed and put through, like, a grease bath. Buy some real people food at least once a day.
I plan on cooking at least once during this RTX. I didn't get a chance to last RTX due to a busy schedule, but I will be buying groceries this year because I want to cook something for my room. So
Yeah. Keep a handle on your budget. Keep a handle on your food.
Well said.
here, there's actually something interesting because there's another person who touched on the subject during a stream that I watched, and she's a guardian this year. She was registration last year. Her name's Erin, and she actually put out like a series of topics talking about like budgeting and everything like that for RTX. So if I find her series of posts on Rooster Teeth, I will link them. I'll probably put it out on the.
Tweet.
Yep. So I'll put that out, and it's actually a really good read. So,
Cool.
and that's like a problem with the View people I heard last year. They ended up running out of money by the end of the con, and it's like, ooh, and so and they ended up getting back safely, but you don't want that to happen.
Jack, what you thinking? You got two off the cuff you can throw out there?
The first one would be like manage your budget. It would be managing your time. Like if you want to see a panel and it's at 8 o'clock, don't get there at 8 o'clock expecting a seat. Because most of the time, like 100% of the time, it's most likely filled up at that time. Always get there early. Make sure you plan out like what you want to do each day so that you get the most out of the con. And then for the second one, it would mostly be about, I would say something about hygiene, but we already know about that. I would say be nice because RTX, we have a lot of cosplayers. It's be nice to them. Don't harass them for a picture or anything weird like that. They work hard on their,
Most of them will be happy to take a picture with you.
Right.
Just don't be that guy who's going around putting stickers on people. Yes.
Exactly.
Cosplay does not equal consent.
Yeah, exactly. And we've actually had a couple problems with that it was like 2, 3 years ago. We actually ended up with on a Kotaku article talking about how well we managed the situation.
Yeah, it basically comes down to treat people, cosplayers or otherwise, how you want to be treated.
Right.
Don't be that guy. A lot of this kind of falls under don't be that guy, because you know what that guy is, and nobody likes that
Yeah.
guy,
And you don't want to be that guy.
right? If the
Jordan, do
Venn
you have?
diagram of
Yeah.
you and that guy ever intersects, you're in hot water.
You're
That
getting
good.
dangerously close to that guy. Yeah.
In
Jordan, what's your
keeping with
go-to?
the theme, Jordan, are you ready?
Yeah, I actually have a couple things that I would like
Quick
to.
tips.
Quick tips. They get a good pair of shoes. Get a good pair of shoes for RTX because you will be walking around, and if you have something like Dockers or something like that, or like Chucks, you're not going to survive the weekend with your feet. Get a good pair of running shoes before you come. Break them in before you come, and your feet will be fine. And my second one is it falls along the lines of don't be that guy. And if you're like, even if you're a guardian, if you had to say, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but can I do this? If you had to say, I know I shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing it. I ran into that problem twice last year, and I was kind of pissed. I was kind of pissed off at the time. So, and you know, if you don't think you should be doing it, don't do it.
Yeah.
If you want to see if you can do it, ask a leader, ask someone around, like that's in a higher position to make sure that you can do that.
Ask permission, not forgiveness.
Yeah.
We are not in a convention work is not an ask for forgiveness type of situation. If you didn't really know and it was an honest mistake, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. But if before you commit this mistake is, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but then the idea that we might have to spend an awful lot of time cleaning up that mess is not cool. It's not cool. Ask
Just
for
drop the
permission.
butt.
Ask for
Drop the butt. I know I shouldn't be doing this, and I won't.
Exactly.
All right, boss. It's on you. The
First
ball is in
one-
your court.
First one is hydrate.
Oh yes.
That's the big
Hydration.
one.
And it's not, I'm a coffee drinker. I love having coffee in the morning, so I will have my coffee in the morning, or maybe I'll even have another cup in the afternoon. But that will not be all that I drink. I will also drink water. Please drink water. You can have your Monster, you can have your Red Bull, you can have your beer in the evening, that's absolutely fine. But you have to supplement that with water. You cannot live on soda, because what will happen is you will dehydrate and it will affect your health. It will affect your health, your energy level, and your hygiene. If you don't want to get the con crud, hydration helps stave that off.
And Purell.
If you don't want to get, if you don't want to, if you don't, if you don't want to crash and burn halfway through the day, don't go and get caffeine. Don't say, oh God, I need more caffeine. No, your body is telling you, Jesus Christ, I need water. Okay, I would rather have you tell me that you have to pee every 15 minutes than you have you pass out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Do it.
Not just pass out for a nap, like pass out, we have to call the ambulance on you. Don't bring yourself to that level. Please hydrate. Carry a water bottle with you. We are absolutely okay with you holding around a water bottle. Water fountains are free. Refill that shit, guys. Please keep yourself hydrated. I'm not going to tell you how many gallons of water a day you have to drink. You can look that up online. It's going to differ from person to person. Personally, I drink 4 24-ounce bottles a day of water. I do it just plain water. Sometimes I'll put peppermint oil in there just because I get kind of bored with water. Just make sure you are up on your water intake. Otherwise, you will die.
Mm-hmm.
And it's terrible. And sorry to get all TMI on you. You will get diarrhea, and that's never any fun. And you will sweat, and you will not feel good. I want you to feel good. I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to be happy. And part of happiness is hydration. For more about hydration, talk to Plaid Lad, because he will give you the up and down about hydration, let me tell you.
Important
And
for your
the
health.
second one is, I ain't going to tell you how to party, but don't show up for your shift hungover, visibly hungover. Some people can totally function, and God bless. But
Jen.
don't party outside of your means and then show up completely non-functional. Not only is it a pain in our sides because now we have to shuffle you out and replace you. I'm not saying kick you out, but you're like, okay, well, you're useless. You can't even fog a mirror right now. You have to go back to your hotel or whatever. So now we have to scramble to replace you. Second of all, you show up and you are just hung the hell over. It makes all of us look bad. And we don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like that, guys. And being hungover doesn't feel good. I know. I've been hungover. But you don't want to show. I mean, this is a job, guys. You don't want to show up to your job the next day hungover. It's not pleasant. It's really not pleasant. Again, I want you to feel good. I want you to be energetic. Even if you show up tired, that's okay. We're all gonna be freaking tired. But don't show up hungover because it's gonna be messy for you, and it's going to be a pain in the ass for us. No one's gonna be happy. So yeah, hydrate. Don't show up hungover.
And if you do show up hungover, I hear Alex can help out with that remedy a little bit. The ex-security lines guardian. He has a really interesting technique for people with hangovers, I hear.
Well, and Plaid Lad, again, Expo guy, he'll have like Costco cases of Pedialyte.
Oh, I was meaning that Alex is going to yell at you.
I know that. No, I know that. But I'm also telling you, Plaid Lad's got one, and it's the cases of Pedialyte he carries around with him. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing with Pedialyte? He's like, this is for people who are dehydrated and hungover. And I'm like, you are so smart. That is
It's
so
what
nice.
they need.
And Alex yelling at you is kind of scary, especially if he shows you his legs. But I can be scarier.
All right.
Don't make me be scary.
All right.
It's not fun for anyone.
I think that's a good note to end on.
You're not scarier. Is getting Chris and Daniel angry. Please don't do that.
I've never seen Daniel angry, so hopefully I'll never have to.
Never want that.
I've never seen them angry. I've seen Chris go quiet, and that was an interesting experience.
Mm-hmm.
When we are all stopping to think, that's when it's time to move back a little.
When you just see the gears start to grind into motion, and what did I say?
My favorite, my telltale is the closing of the eyes.
Yeah.
And the sucking in the air through my teeth. That's mine. That's mine.
It's the calm before the storm.
Yep.
It's the I'm going to take a moment before I do something stupid and irrational, but I am not happy.
I think that's a solid note to end on, guys.
Yeah, that's a solid one.
That's the third special tip. Don't make Mary angry.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You won't like her when she's angry. But yeah, thank you guys all for coming on tonight. It was a really fun podcast. Red, it was good seeing you again.
Yay,
and having
Thanks for putting up with me.
anytime. And Mary, thank you again for coming on. It's always great having you on. And
Hey, I'm glad. And again, I'm sorry about missing last week.
oh, it's fine. And whenever you feel, whenever you want to come back on again, just let me know, and I'll put you in.
Absolutely.
Last minute shout out to Ryan. You know who you are. You don't need it, buddy. You're good enough on your own.
Alrighty.
Ryan, you know who you are, Ryan.
But thank you guys for coming out, and thank you to the people who were in the chat and interacting tonight. I did not get a chance to get to you guys.
We'll take a look through the questions, and if there's anything pertinent, we'll throw out a tweet.
Okay, yeah. So we'll get to that afterwards, and thank you guys for coming out and watching, and you guys, thank you for coming on as usual. Bye.
Bye.